Hello, learners. Today we're going to discuss some common mistakes in English and how to avoid them. By the end of this video, you should feel more confident in your English language skills. Let's begin with the incorrect use of less and fewer. Less is used with non-countable nouns. For example, I have less money. Fewer, on the other hand, is used with countable nouns. For instance, I have fewer apples. Remember this tip next time you use these words. Moving on to another common mistake, incorrect subject-verb agreement. Make sure the subject and verb in your sentence match. If the subject is singular, the verb should be singular. If the subject is plural, the verb should match it. Next, let's discuss the misplacement of adverbs. Adverbs must be placed as close as possible to the words they modify. For example, only should be placed before the word it modifies. It's I only have 2 apples, not I have only 2 apples. The incorrect use of who and whom is another common mistake. Use who for subjects and whom for objects. Who is coming to the party, for instance. To whom was the letter written, for another example. Another pair often confused is which and that. Use that for necessary information and which for non-essential information. That introduces a restrictive clause, which introduces a non-restrictive clause. Furthermore, errors with countable and uncountable nouns can occur. Some nouns can be both countable and uncountable, with different meanings. For example, hair is uncountable when you talk about it generally, but countable when you mean individual hairs. Prepositions. These can be complex because they often don't have defined rules. In this case, it's best to become familiar with which prepositions pair with which particular words and expressions. Incorrect verb forms are also a common issue. Ensure you're using the correct form of the verb for the tense you're intending. In simple past tense, for example, wrote is the correct form, not righted. Next up, the incorrect use of much and many. Much is used with uncountable nouns and many with countable nouns. Last but certainly not least, using its and its interchangeably. Remember that its is short for it is or it has. Its, however, is a possessive pronoun showing ownership. And with that, we have covered some of the common mistakes in English. Keep practicing, and remember, everyone makes mistakes.